So today I'm going to talk about something I've talked about many times in the past, but it's apparent that most people don't listen. What we're going to discuss today is the threshold between conventional warfare and nuclear warfare, especially as it applies to Ukraine, NATO, the United States, and Russia. The first thing we got to get out of the way is mutually assured destruction is not a theory that is believed by all sides in the nuclear endeavor. The second thing we need to discuss is most military personnel and the vast majority of experts have no real knowledge in detail of nuclear weaponry. And what they tell you and what they say on TV and in public is not factual. Now, when nuclear weapons were designed and tested and perfected through the 1950s up until the late 1960s, when they stopped doing atmospheric testing, there was a class of nuclear weapons called sub-kiloton tactical weapons. These weapons were designed to bridge the gap between conventional artillery and nuclear munition. What they were designed to do was to use radiation to clear an area approximately 1 mile wide in the front lines so that penetration operations could move through it. This is not a neutron bomb. That is something totally different. Sub-kiloton weapons are almost never discussed in public. These weapons, along with some other tactical nuclear weapons, were designed to address the threshold difference between nuclear and conventional weapons. And because of this, there is no threshold between conventional and nuclear weaponry. When you look at what Canadian Prepper and his sources say, you look at full spectrum survival, and you look at all the news media and all the other large channels, they never mention sub-kiloton weapons. There are a very few test footage videos online you can go look at. If you look up 0.0066 kiloton tactical weapon, you'll find it. And what you'll notice is the blast is very minimal. And the radiation distribution is what is important with this weapon. This weapon can also be used as a localized EMP weapon and high-yield radiation weapon to destroy circuitry in installations. So in theory, you could detonate one of these close to a nuclear power plant, and the power plant would go critical, and most people would believe that the nuclear power plant blew up on its own when the sub-kiloton weapon did it. So when we're talking about this and we're talking about Ukraine, when the USSR, the Soviet Union, fell and subdivided, Ukraine was a nuclear power at that point in time. And nobody really knows if the Ukraine kept some of those nuclear weapons. The agreements that were made where they would give the nuclear weapons up and the West would protect them from Russia. This will prove to be the case or not the case. So pretty soon we'll see whether the Western world and NATO keeps their promises to Ukraine. Please comment, rate, subscribe. We'll see you on the next video.